do think that's the most healthy route because you are going to have so much more choice and option.
Do you think guys in their late teens, early 20s should just prioritize work, building their career before prioritizing relationships?
If you walk in a room and you're in shape, people respect that. Business and fitness, you do at the same time. It's just that I don't think it is quite as important as becoming that guy. I got really good at understanding frame and female nature, especially around attention being such a high level currency with a woman. And the reason I believe that is because if you look at a company, the company's core values should be a reflection of the individual values of the owner. Right.
Men with higher testosterone tend to have what we call more masculine features. They tend to be more attractive. So they have firmer jaws, they have broader shoulders, they have narrower waists, they have bigger chests. And that's all more attractive, basically, because it shows, athleticism, health, protection, all these sorts of things. However, when you get together with a partner and you decided to commit to monogamy, that's not very helpful, because actually what we need you to do is to stop competing with all the other males, stop with your eye on the horizon looking for another mate. We need you to focus on your partner. And so we do see a drop when people go into long-term relationships. It's not a huge drop. It's certainly not as significant as happens when you become a father. That's a really significant drop for the same reason, because we need you to focus on the family. But yes, it drops because it's not a helpful hormone to have if you want someone to commit.
Are we losing then a piece of ourselves when we are in a long-term relationship because our testosterone level is not high?
Depends how much you define yourself by your testosterone level, I think. What testosterone is really about is mating.
What is your best piece of advice for anyone that wants to be an entrepreneur?
Take care of your health. I just drove myself into the ground. There was a former version of me in my early 20s that was grinding very hard to be an entrepreneur, and I had a badge of honor. I was ragged, I didn't sleep. It was kind of what you did, try to be an epic entrepreneur. I really wish I hadn't done that. I wish someone would have told me health is your number one priority. Everything else you're trying to do is secondary. I'd argue you're going to be a better entrepreneur if you take care of your health. If that's your number one goal, you'll be just as successful as you would have been. It's a myth that you have to grind yourself to the ground to be successful.
Fellas, if you don't want to waste your 20s and 30s, here are 7 things you need to be prioritizing. 1, your finances. When you're young, it's easy to blow through your money thinking you can just sort it out later. But the habits you build now decide whether you're going to end up stressed or stable in a few years. Learning to save, budget, and invest now is going to put you years ahead of most men your age. 2, handyman skills. You don't need to be a full-on mechanic or contractor, but you need to know how to handle the basics. Fixing small things around the house, assembling your own stuff, changing a tire, that kind of stuff. 3, hygiene and grooming. This is not optional. Take care of your skin, make sure you smell good, and stay on top of your oral hygiene. Not only does this boost your confidence, but when you're well groomed and put together, people take you way more seriously. 4, health and fitness. Your body sets the tone for your whole life. Staying active and eating better is going to give you more energy, better focus, and stronger discipline. 5, being clean and being organized. Doing this is going to help you think clearer and make you feel more in control of your life. And even if you're in a relationship, clean up after yourself. Your woman is not your personal maid. 6, educating yourself. It doesn't matter if it's college, trade school, reading books, watching the news, or watching YouTube videos. Educate yourself. Learn new skills and stay aware of what's happening in the world. And lastly, a relationship with God. Look, life gets confusing and your own strength is not going to be enough. Having a relationship with God gives you direction, standards, and a sense of purpose. It keeps you grounded when things feel uncertain, and it helps you become a man of character. But fellas, prioritize these 7 things and your life will change drastically, I promise you. Hope this helps.
I know where all of the men who are seeking emotional connection and mental connection and spiritual connection are. Are you ready to hear where they are? They're at home. They're at the gym. They're at work. They're busy healing themselves, and they don't have any more time to be seeking out different people at bars or clubs or out in the streets.
This right here.
What are the character traits of a healthy masculine man?
Number 1, they invest in themselves, first and foremost. You're not going to be an attractive partner if you haven't invested in yourself, both time, energy, resources, finding hobbies and things like that that you enjoy doing outside of your career, having a career that makes sense, but also being not needy. And so a lot of times guys get into these situations where they're either narcissists or super low confidence, and they give away their power to attracting a partner, and they don't just do what's in their own best interest. As a man, it's like, I'm going to do what I want to do career-wise and professionally. I'm going to spend my time how I want to do it, cultivating myself in the best way possible. And if a woman comes along and she is worthy of my time, my energy, my care, if I'm a king and I can provide in that way for her, she will see that and experience that, as opposed to guys who grovel and they're so much more focused on how the other sees them, how the other woman is seeing them, than just honoring their own truth and authenticity internally.
My favorite men are the men that just work. Like, if you're a man, you need to be at work. Where all the good men, they're at work, doing their job, focusing on their job, excelling in their field. Those are the best men, because a man who is not happy with his career or where he's at in life are the most evil men you will ever meet. They're the most insecure, evil men. They will ruin your fucking life. And they're just not fun to be around. Guys, working, career, happy, of course, probably wants to excel more. We all do. But, like, that man is your man. The man that's not happy with where he's at in his career, bye. Bye. Love you, bye. See you later. Can't chat.
One thing about men, I tell young men, I tell them they should wait until they're financially stable before they ever start dating. If your mama's still paying your phone bill, you shouldn't be dating women at all. If you're still living with your mama, you shouldn't be dating women at all. You should be focused on building your career, building yourself as a man, building your credit. When you get yourself to the point where you're sustainable, you're in your calling, then I think that's when you should start dating women. Because what happens is young men want to date a woman while he's down here. And then he starts to grow on the ladder, and then he got to drag this woman up with him, and now he's miserable. Right. I think men should get themselves to a point where they're in their calling, they're financially stable, and they can date women in the range that they want to, instead of settling and then trying to upgrade later. I really do think it's invaluable to do that.
Focus on manhood first, gentlemen. Women come. But even when you become a man, we gotta stop this shit of trying to be the demon slayer, big energy, Only group of men that run around trying to reinforce our manhood with our golden When I was young, I thought that made you a man. The more cut you got, the more you made a man. And there's a point in time when you're like, this is stupid. Every time you lay down with somebody, you risk either getting a transmitted disease or creating a life. It's reckless. It's meaningless. And there are numbers you get to where you can be ashamed of, like, God, I've had all this for what? Doesn't make you a man. Now, but doesn't make you a man. That's for the family. And see, I wish we had more black men.
Weak men focus on women. Women focus on strong men. Strong men focus on their mission. So focus on yourself until the focus is on you.
You should never fall in love with a woman. You can have the most beautiful girl, but you should not fall in love. And I know some people have some different opinions on it, but that is just mine. Loving a woman is useless because it's not something tangible. What you want to focus in on is your mission, your career, your goals. And yes, I have girls that I like, but I don't love them. I don't love them because I love myself. I love my ambition. I put that stuff first. You should always be putting yourself first. If a woman loves you, fall in love with your mission even more. Fall in love with your purpose even more. Because tomorrow a dollar remains a dollar, but tomorrow a girl's emotions might change and she might dip. No disrespect, but you always got to focus in on yourself. Focus in on your mission. You come first, women come second. You know what? Not because sometimes people want family second, God second, but third. But you come first. That's the first and foremost. You come first.